Hello friends, today's topic of discussion is CriSidEx, which is India's first micro and small enterprises sentiment index. Relevance of this topic with respect to RBI grade B will be in phase 1 GA section, phase 2 paper 2 economic and social issues under industrial and labour policy. With respect to NABARD grade A will be in phase 1 economic and social issues, phase 2 paper 2 economic and social issues under industrial and labour policy. India's first sentiment index for micro and small enterprises is launched by Honorable Union Finance Minister Shri Arun Jaitley, which is developed jointly by CRISIL and CIDB. Let's discuss very briefly about these two. As the name suggests, CRISIL, that is Credit Rating Information Service of India Limited, is a global company with the purpose of providing ratings, research and risk advisory services about other companies in order to make market function better. On the other hand, CIDB is a financial institution aiming at growth of MSMEs, which are explained in detail in later section. Very important to remember that the index will be calculated for every 3 months. That is, it will be calculated 4 times a year to get better picture of MSMEs. Now let's get into the detail that how the index is developed and how it will indicate the outlook on the MSE sector every quarter. It is composite index developed on a scale of 0, that is extremely negative condition, to 200, that is extremely positive condition, based on the 8 parameters. These 8 parameters are chosen in such a way that it gives overall picture of MSME's business in the country. It has 2 indices, one of the survey quarter and other one is for the next quarter. Very important to remember that during the survey quarter, that is between October to December 2017, first reading of the index stood at 107 on 0 to 200 scale, indicating mildly positive sentiment. For the next quarter, that is from January to March 2018, the sentiment is expected to be more positive. As stated in the previous slide, sentiments are expected to be more positive for the next quarter as compared to the survey quarter, because more than half of MSEs are expecting faster growth in orders and improved capacity utilization. Exporters are expecting an above normal order book, and even lenders are expecting that overall business situation will improve. This slide shows the output on the CriSidEx scale during the survey quarter, that is from October to December 2017, and expected output during the next quarter, that is from January to March 2018. As explained in earlier section, that the first reading stood at 107 on 0 to 200 scale, indicating mildly positive sentiment, and sentiments are expected to be more positive for the next quarter as shown in the picture. Let's have a brief understanding about what exactly MSME sector is and role played by it in the Indian economy. MSME sector is the backbone of the Indian economy and is considered to be one of the most important among all business enterprises. It is the second largest employment generating sector in India, and MSMED Act of 2006 deals with the definition of micro, small and medium enterprises. Very important to remember that Union Cabinet has recently approved amendments in the criteria for defining MSMEs. The bill will be presented in the Parliament for approval, and if it gets passed, the changes will come into force. The current definition of MSMEs and the recent amendments to it has been covered in the separate current affair video having topic Amendments to MSME Act 2006. Brief summary about this is explained in the later section. MSMEs are classified into two categories as per MSMED Act of 2006. First, manufacturing enterprises. They are engaged in manufacturing or production of goods pertaining to any other industry. Most important thing to remember that they are defined in the terms of investment in plants and machinery. Second, service enterprises. These are engaged in providing or rendering of services. Most important point to remember in this is that they are defined in the terms of investment in equipment. I again repeat to remember that manufacturing enterprises are defined in the terms of investment in plant and machinery, while service enterprises by investment in equipment. Transaction costs occur due to self-declaration while defining the criteria of investment in plants and machinery. Now question comes, how much limit is fixed for manufacturing enterprises in terms of investment in plants and machinery, and how much for service enterprises in terms of investment in equipments? For manufacturing enterprises, investment in plant and machinery up to 25 lakh is considered to be micro enterprise. Between 25 lakh to 5 crore it is small enterprise, and from 5 crore to 10 crore it is defined as medium enterprise. For service enterprises, investment in equipment up to 10 lakh is considered to be micro enterprise. Between 10 to 2 crore it is small enterprise, and from 2 crore to 5 crore it is defined as medium enterprise. Remember the limit for each type of enterprise from exam point of view. As explained earlier, there were different limits for each type of enterprise in both manufacturing and service sector. As per new amendment, this basis of classifying micro, small and medium enterprises has been changed to annual turnover to make it simpler and more growth oriented. Now, the Section 7 of MSME Act 2006 contains the definition of micro, small and medium enterprises, and this Section 7 will be amended to define units producing goods and rendering services in terms of annual turnover. The micro enterprises are the units with the annual turnover of less than rupees 5 crore, small enterprises with the annual turnover between 5 crore to 75 crore, and medium enterprises with the annual turnover between 75 crore to 250 crores. Very important point to remember is that apart from it, the amendment also empowers central government to change the above explained limits, providing not exceeding thrice of it. And when the bills get passed in the parliament and the act come into force, the new classification criteria based on the turnover will be very important from the exam point of view. I again repeat to remember this. The significance of the index is that it will provide crucial insights about employment, foreign trade, trade bodies, lenders, economic and financial analysts, etc. It will capture sentiments on various business parameters like capacity utilization, order book, margins, etc. and further help policymakers to take timely, proactive steps. It will help lenders in taking timely credit decisions, will improve market efficiencies, and further captures the sentiment of exporters and importers. Time for a quick revision. First, India's first sentiment index for MSEs, that is CriSidEx, is launched by Honorable Finance Minister. Second, developed jointly by CRISIL and SIDBI. Third, it will be calculated for every 3 months. Fourth, it is composite index based on 8 parameters on scale of 0 to 200. Fifth, first reading stood at 107 for the survey quarter from October to December, indicating mildly positive sentiments. Sixth, more than half of the respondents are expecting an improvement in their business situation during Jan to March as compared to October to December. 7th, remember both the old criteria and new one of defining the MSMEs. MCQs are for practice and are based on the content discussed so far. Kindly solve them for better understanding.
Thank you and happy learning.